Transmit. Initiate the pious signal. Receive. Initiate the silence and chanting. They have no hope of death, but blind life so abject, they envy any other fate. Illumine the local legends of Transylvania. Witness the Deathless. Their prayers cause flowers to wilt and animals to grotesquely mutate in the womb. They are ghosts of flesh, undying echoes of cultish monks haunting the ancient monastery near Hababuresti, the abandoned village in the forest, and the old ruins in the mountains. Scanning. We see them 6 centuries ago, devoted to the worship of Lilith. She granted them immortality of a sort. She intended to use them as a counter to the Templar presence in the valley. Vlad Dracula discovered these cultists and wiped them out to a man. Yet their worship of Lilith had given them transcendence from their physical forms. Their spirits were made perpetual upon the earth. Their undead souls gathered necrotic flesh of an otherworldly matter, and so they roamed the valley and spread their corruption. Kukuvia, wise old owl-woman Kukuvia, devised a way to thwart such illimitable evil. Unable to put an end to their immortality, and knowing that destruction of their mortal bodies wouldn't stop their evil presence, she laid a curse to bind their souls to the places they had been killed. Strictly confined like this, they could do much less damage, and eventually their strength would weaken. Over the centuries, their haunting diminished until they had all but faded away. Their physical prisons fell to overgrowth and eerie whispers, and their history was nearly forgotten, except in some local stories. But now, as evil stirs in Transylvania again, the shadows of the twisted monks have taken form once more. Phantom flesh grows around their cancerous souls. The barely corporeal forms of the Deathless are hidden beneath sackcloth robes, either blackened or bleached as if by a great heat. With their heads down and their hands folded in unholy prayer, they go about their endless patrol, hoping that Lilith will favor them once more. 2 forms of Deathless are found in Bakars County. We see the Silent. They are the animate remains of the cultists who were massacred and burnt on pyres after the fall of the monastery. Beneath the robes, their forms are like furnace-hot steam. What little is left of their once human bodies is now fused inside their slashed and bleached garments. A fine blood mist surrounds them. They perpetually bleed from their robes, as a constant reminder of their fate. When the silent Deathless are vanquished, they burst into flames and fade into ashes. From these remains they rise again and again, to a renewed, accursed existence. We see the chanting. They had escaped the sack of the monastery and village. They were driven from the valley and up to the old ruins in the Kusturi mountains, only to die of exposure or fall to animal perdition. Lilith's curse drew their spirits dutifully back, and now their frost-bitten remains perform endless reenactments of worship. Insane, yet pragmatic and focused, they long for the day their adored mistress will return with their promised rewards. As long as all Deathless are still bound by Kukuvia's curse, they are somewhat contained. But lo, sweetling, the power of the spell wanes, and with the land again awash in fell energies, the undead monks feed and gain strength. They gather around shrines and relics of their profane faith, unleashing their wretched influence upon the land. Empowered by their zeal and mass rituals, The Deathless are slowly shaking off their invisible shackles. At this rate, they will outlast the wise old woman's hex.